There are a number of reasons why businesses don't generate leads. A lot of them, and it can get complicated. But today I am here to talk about what I believe is the number one reason businesses don't generate leads. Welcome to the Thrive Biz Chat. I'm Selena Guerrero, and I am host of this chat. I am alone today. I'm going to be chatting with all of you. I hope you'll be here. And I'm not chatting with someone else. Usually I interview someone else, but not today. You have me all to yourself. So I am the founder of the Thrive Sales Accelerator, where I help service-based businesses who are ready to get to the next level of growth in their business. I help them do that. And I do that through marketing and sales systems, and really systemizing strategies and building an infrastructure as an asset in their business so they can grow and scale. I am going to ask that you don't have to close your eyes, but I want you to think about an image, which is something I talk about a lot, which is concentric circles. So if you remember your geometry class, there's the little circle in the middle, and then there's another circle on the outside, and then another big circle, sort of like if you take a stone and you throw it in the water, right? You get these little circles. And what I like to always think about is we are the center, right? We're the center of the universe, of course, right? We are in the center, that is us. And when we think about our relationships to our clients, to our family, to our friends, to our referrals, to potential leads, to the larger business community, right? They are in sort of circles around us. And there's various sort of proximity to us, right? And our ability to share our message about what our businesses do. So again, I'd like you to imagine you as the center of the circle, okay? And just sort of like the sun. And there's planets orbiting around, okay? There's all these people, there's all these planets surrounding you, right? Everybody has their own sort of concentric circle, right? You're not the center of everyone's, but you are the center of yours. So just imagine you're in the center, and from a marketing and sales perspective, who is around you are people that are what I like to call sort of opt-ins. I don't know if I love that term, but it's something I've been using lately. Those are people who have signed up for your email, like they've opted in to hear more from you. They have given you their email in exchange for information, right? For learning more about what you have to say. Also, in that sort of really tight circle around you are clients, right? Clients, business colleagues, right? People who are really close to you and who you have access to, right? The most immediate access to. Okay. So that's sort of like you, and then the like immediate circle around you are those people, okay? Now, in the circle beyond that, right? Again, let's just go out one little circle, all right? You have basically what I call followers, right? Followers are different than your closest subscribers and clients and business colleagues, okay? They are followers on social media. They are some sort of content subscribers. So like they follow you on YouTube, or they follow your podcast, okay? Or of course, as I said, they follow you on some social media account. All right. Now, these people you don't necessarily have as direct access as the email subscribers and the business connections and stuff. And I think what happens in business is that imagine you're in the center, you're communicating with that inner circle, and then you're communicating with this outer circle, right? These social media followers and people who are listening to your weekly YouTube channel or your live or your podcast. And what happens is you're so busy communicating with those people, which is extremely important because you've already got their attention. You want to continue to share really valuable stuff with them, right? So that's really, really critical, right? We want to, in sales, I like to sort of say, like, okay, we're going to start on the inside out, right? But I believe that the number one reason you or businesses who are struggling with this are not generating leads is because we kind of have fooled ourselves into thinking, well, I'm creating all this content and I'm communicating with my inner circle and I'm communicating with my followers, that I must be, there's going to be business coming in, right? Because I'm doing all this work. I'm talking, I'm a thought leader and I'm sharing all these, I'm sharing my offer and, I'm doing all of that, right? And I think what ends up happening is that in order for you to generate new leads, you have to go outside of that. So I would argue that in your social media, or like what I call episodic content, like podcasts or like weekly video podcasts like this, I'm going to at the end suggest, oh, if you'd like to, go get a down, want some more information, I have a download, a free offer, free download, I should say. It's leadgen5.com, just so you know, leadgen5.com. And that is 5 ways to generate leads. And when you think about that, I am potentially only speaking to people in that second circle, right? So even if I'm now taking you from a social media follower to an email subscriber, it's still limiting. It's still not bringing in new people. And you've got to continually, every day, bring in new leads, because if you're not, you're just, you're not never going to meet anybody new. And yes, if you're sharing on social media and people are commenting and they're exposing your content to new audiences, yes, that is going to help. And yes, if you're sharing a lead magnet to a social media follower and they take that and they become an email subscriber and you have maybe greater access to that, closer access to them, yes, that's positive. But again, this is where I think we can kind of be so busy nurturing those existing followers and sort of opt-ins, people closest community, that we forget that we have to bring more people in. So if we go one step further, right, that third ring outside, right, how do we reach those people? How actually do we get more people into the social media and into the email lists? Okay. Become social media followers, get into the email list. We have to go out further. And so in order to do that, the levers that you can pull are as follows. You can do outbound sales. You can do social selling. You can do social engagement. You can do it social prospecting. You can do direct email prospecting. There's a lot of whatever that looks like for you. Okay. Because now you're actually moving outside of those two inner circles and you're getting to that third rung. You can also, second thing you can do, you could do guest speaking. Okay, so guest speaking means that if I go on someone else's podcast, all of a sudden I'm exposed to an entirely new audience, right? And that is a way of bringing in new leads, right? We're continually bringing in new people who learn about us. Okay, the third way to generate more leads, like new people, not just the same old, not just nurturing the people that were leads and now are like followers and fans, right? Is ads, right? Like them or not, they do get you outside of those inner circles. So I think if you think about it in your own life, in your own friendships, right? You have friends and maybe you're not totally satisfied, but if you're not actually going out and meeting new people, you're going to be with the same people, right? If you're trying to date, this is of course the most perfect example that people use all the time, right? Like if you're not meeting new people, you're probably not going to find the love of your life, right? If you're just talking and staying in within the same circles. So the number one reason that you're not generating leads is because you're not reaching new audiences. And I invite you to think about that, to think about your email list and your business community. And then I like you to think about your followers and people that are listening, subscribers to your podcast or your video podcast. And then I want you to think, what am I doing outside of that, right? You can't just have referrals always bringing in the new business, or sorry, you can do whatever you want, but I recommend that if you that the refer my position is referrals are going to limit you in terms of consistency and in terms of actual growth. Okay. And I would also say that social media is a great means for people to sort of share your content with new audiences, but those are not in your control. And so what's happening is you're depending on other people to bring in referrals, other people to share your content. And I think that if you really want growth in your business, or you just want to have some consistency, maybe you're like, I don't even want to grow. I just want some consistent, leads and clients, and create some, get rid of this inconsistent income, the roller coaster revenue, and so on. There has to be a outbound sort of, you have to have a way of you actively engaging with new audiences with, as I said, is, selling, outbound selling, social selling, prospecting, whatever you want to call it, guest speaking, or ads. I would love to hear from you about how you're receiving this information. Does this sound right to you? Are you really actively doing those things? And honestly, those are the hardest things, okay? Because a lot of people don't like to speak, so guest speaking is challenging. You still have to go out and find those opportunities. Sales, a lot of people don't like sales, especially outbound sales. That's a challenge. And ads, they can be expensive, right? And it takes a lot of work to do the right targeting audiences. And there's a lot of changes going on right now that are making that difficult, or making that more difficult than it was a couple months ago. Okay. So it's about getting a little uncomfortable, and it's about doing the hard things, and it's about setting yourself up in a way that you are absolutely able to do at least one of those three things. Okay. Guest speaking, ads, or outbound sales, because otherwise your ability to really move outside of those inner circles is limited, and it's certainly going to limit your growth in return. If you have other ideas of how to reach new audience, I'd love to hear that. Share that in the comments, reach out to me. As I mentioned, here's the guest speaking outbound. Sorry, for those who are watching this, I just wanted to put on the screen the third sort of option to reach new audiences: guest speaking, outbound sales, and ads. Leadgen5.com. There's 5 ways to generate new leads. Now, it's interesting because I said 3, but in fact, one of them is social media with the lead magnet to, again, bring people closer and closer and closer and closer to you. So you have really build that relationship and get turn those leads into ideal clients, or turn those ideal leads into your dream client. Okay, that's my message today. I hope you're going to take a minute, be honest with yourself, take a look at what you're really doing to reach new audiences. Thank you for listening, and I will be back here next Wednesday, 9 a.m. Pacific. Have a wonderful day. Bye.